Thank you everybody for coming here tonight. I really can't tell you all how important it is to have this crowd of people. I know there are some freeloaders up the back. There you are, yes we see you. I really appreciate it. Because I do want to make a public announcement that this seeking certainty for me, both professionally and personally, is a significant step. Your presence helps me make that, and because I'm a tad daunted. We're changing our business model as of tonight to start appealing to consumers. Something we've never done before in the 20 years of running Scout. And so it's a big step for me. Why am I doing it? What's my point? I think there are three major reasons why I'm doing it. The first issue is trust. Or more rightly, the lack of it. I believe that too many Australians are needlessly enduring financial uncertainty, unaware of what it's potentially costing them today and long term. A couple of years ago, the Australian Securities and Investment Commission produced the Financial Literacy and Behavioural Change Report, which confirms that only a minority of Australians, about 18% of you, have actually sought the services of a financial advisor. And since then, it's gotten worse. Last year, our mates at Goldman Sachs Asset Management, in an Australian retail investor survey of some 600 participants, said only 10% relied upon the advice of an advisor when making investment decisions. It's been 30 years since the float of the Australian dollar, which caused an explosion of trading and investment deals. And it's been 20 years since the introduction of compulsory superannuation, which forces every one of you and every dollar you earn to save for retirement. Yet here we are with a dwindling number of Australians trusting the financial advice from today's financial advisory industry. Why? Lack of trust. Unfortunately, the wolves of Wall Street are alive and well. The Australian Securities and Investment Commission officially confirmed last September that it perceives an inherent conflict in most institutional-owned wealth businesses. Not a great tip. This time last year, Macquarie Group stockbrokers were found to be repeatedly failing to keep records of financial client advice and their basis for advice, more intent on generating commissions than serving the public. Thanks to the increasing sophisticated technology, today's hedge funds can hunt in packs with advanced algorithmic trading software, expert at making advantage of every deal, either side of it. In an exploding area of savings, Australians have established 520,000 self-managed super funds with assets of about $531 billion. They face an increasingly daunting task of staying vigilant, let alone being able to properly manage the means to achieve their financial dreams. Sally Patton, a great journalist for the Fin Review, captured the real nub of the issue we're suffering from when she wrote, "If you don't understand the percentage game, you won't know how these people and their funds are making a fortune out of your fortunes." The bottom line for the giants in the industry has always been a percentage game. Get a little bit of every one of your dollars. That is not a basis for impartial advice. Seeking certainty, the book doesn't suggest that readers should shun the products from these financial giants. Rather, it proposes a better understanding of the place they fit. I'm hoping that readers understand the role of products as being more akin to the pharmaceutical drugs which are distributed by impartial and trusted medical practitioners. Just as some of the simpler drugs are available on our supermarket shelves today, so too I believe will be with simpler financial products. However, consumers today don't keep paying for their off-the-shelf simple pills bought years ago, which is not the case for the unfortunate, uninformed consumer of simple financial products who continues to pay every year for the purchases made potentially many, many years prior. This can't continue. The global financial crisis was the trust breaking point for the financial advice provider around the world. Consumers have had enough of self-interested individuals, self-interested groups, banks, insurance groups and others who sell financial products dressed up looking like financial advice. So the first thing that motivated me to write this book was to increase the trust, the confidence, the feelings of financial certainty when everyday Australians seek advice. It won't happen overnight, but I believe Australians are ready for the alternative. My second reason is that I wanted more people to know there is a small and growing alternative. There are advisory houses and firms being created by advisors today in a very different future for financial advice. It's from these firms that I've learnt the stuff that I've written about in Seeking Certainty. Let's face it, I've never had a real job. I'm a consultant. Over many years, my clients have paid me to borrow their watches, tell them the time, and keep the watch. Even my mum, at her tender young age of 88, she says she's given up trying to explain to her bridge ladies exactly what it is that I do. When your main job is just to visit lots and lots of great advice firms, listen to their aspirations, understand how they operate. I've had plenty of material to write about. I haven't made any of the stuff up. Seeking Certainty tries to capture some of the essence of these innovative advice firms around Australia. These are firms that focus on the good of the general public first, the good of the clients second, and their clients' money along third. They stick to the simple stuff. They don't forget, they don't try to hide, they don't take for granted why their clients are paying them. They build strong professional relationships, jointly focused on one objective, getting a real life outcome for their real clients, everyday Australians. They understand that managing their clients' financial attitudes, their clients' financial behaviours, habits, complexities and issues is core to them achieving their real life outcomes, not just giving them today's best investment, tax, structural, mortgage advice. And they never do anything to compromise the trust placed in them. These are advisory firms that know they can't and don't want to repeat the careers of those that went before them in this industry, who are too often propped up by commissions from products or subsidies from aligned service providers. The new world of advisor realises that the tsunami that has swamped the media industry, the music industry, the retail industry, the phone industry, it's headed to the old world of financial products. And these advisors have long headed to the higher ground, above the forces that drive most of today's product markets, legislative marketplaces. Unfortunately too, they are shaking their heads in disbelief as to why our current Assistant Treasurer, Arthur Sinodinos, has drafted yet new legislation introduced later this year to the previous government's Future of Financial Advice laws, enacted just last year, that replaced best interest obligations for advisors to make only reasonable inquiries and not to take any other step at any time the advice is provided which would reasonably be expected as being the best interest of the client. The current government is cutting more than red tape in the pursuit of efficiency and protection of the old world status quo. So, second reason for writing this book is to make more everyday Australians aware of the small but growing band of advisors that believe nothing can compromise the trust placed in them, and all their value will be determined by helping these clients realise their important life dreams that require money and planning to achieve. Third and last reason for writing this book, it's a selfish one. I want to remove the financial uncertainty from the lives of Australians, and I want to do it as fast as possible. Seeking Certainty is half fiction, another first for me, and half non-fiction. The fiction part tells the story of 5 good friends as they journey not so predictably through their financial lives. The second half talks about the emerging new advice profession and how it must bring greater certainty to everybody's financial journeys. It also provides a template to guide the next step of the readers on their own financial journey. Hopefully, Seeking Certainty is more than just a book. In some ways, it's a white paper on the state of the current advice marketplace, and hopefully the forerunner of future books and white papers published by a growing number of advisors, which will all pave the way for hopefully greater financial certainty and paths forward for more Australians. It's also a website which will aim to provide updated tools and videos from the book. The site will also aim to engage an ongoing conversation with readers and promote conversations between readers and advisory firms that hold similar beliefs about the future of financial advice. Important to note that all firms will be listed not because of a financial payment or inducement, or they're paid to belong, they pass to belong, they get accredited to belong as part of a new certification mark. Seeking Certainty hopefully is also a community of like-minded advisors committed to grow and share better practices amongst themselves. to deliver greater transparency, greater certainty for the clients they serve. Throughout 2004, I hope this community will launch its beliefs, small audience at a time, with more launches like this one tonight, with their own network of clients' alliances to tell the story in a manner which we hope slowly becomes viral. So, this evening hopes to start more conversations and more commitments to grow the trust between everyday Australians and the emerging advice profession, to increase the awareness of a growing breed of advisory firms that are shunning the old world conflicted tactics of delivering advice, to accelerate the removal of the chronic financial uncertainty that too many everyday Australians are unnecessarily experiencing and still paying for. Thanks for coming. You all being here at this launch is incredibly important to me. Thank you.